Hey folks, Post here, welcome back to another Pokemon Masters video, and today we're going to continue going over the units that aren't in the game yet, and, trying to figure out what they could potentially have in the game. So, today the category we're going to go over is, gym leaders, and strictly gym leaders, so we're not going to go over the trial captains or whatever. We do that in a separate video, but, because there's way too many, right? There's like 8 per generation. At least 8, right? So, yeah, we're going to go over gym leaders today. And, we're also not going to go over 8 gym leaders because, again, first of all, that's going to take forever. Second of all, no gym leaders are in the game yet, or any Gen 8 characters yet. So, yeah, let's go over them then. So, I've been thinking I should probably do this in the order. I'm not going to do this in the order of the generations, but in the order of the easiest ones to the hard ones, because some of these gym leaders are really, really hard. Because, like, if you look at there, any restrictions or whatever for gym leaders, there really isn't much other than, the Pokemon has to be their type. So if it's ice type gym leader, the Pokemon is ice type, right? You're not gonna have like a fire type gym leader getting like a water type Pokemon or whatever, right? But they don't have the generation restriction. They don't have many, a lot of restrictions or whatever, right? Maylene, we're looking at her right now. She has meditate. That goes into Metagam, so that's her Pokemon, but not in the same time. So there's a lot of variety with what gym leaders could have. So let's go into the easy ones first, and the easiest ones are the Gen 4 ones. So Gen 4, there's 2 gym leaders that aren't in the game yet, Byron and Volkner, which I both really like a lot. So for Byron, should be generally pretty easy. Could he have CLX? Maybe. Could have Bronzor? Probably not. The other restriction that I am going for is no duplicates, so we're not going to get like someone else to have another Infernape or whatever, right? But yeah, it's pretty much going to be a Bastiodon, right? I mean, really, is it going to be like anyone else? Come on, right? I think this one's pretty easy. Like Magzone, I just don't see him getting anyone else. I think this is a pretty easy one. No need to elaborate on the other possibilities, honestly. Moving on to Volkner. Volkner is generally kind of easy as well. He does have, I guess, maybe like a few more options. Like he might have Electivire, but I am leaning towards him getting Luxray, just because he got Luxray in both games and it's kind of his ace, right? I know what he's not getting. He's not getting Ambipom as for Artillery. Although I personally had a bit of trouble fighting his Ambipom the first time fighting him. So there's that. Not that it dealt much damage or whatever. It was just annoying to deal with, honestly. But yeah, it's probably going to be Luxray or Electivire. I'm leaning more towards Luxray because you got, again, Luxray in both games, and it's kind of iconic for the dude, right? So, what do you have in multi-battle? Okay, Luxray and Electivire. Also Jolteon as well, but maybe I'll get Jolt. I don't see it happening. It's probably going to be Luxray or Electivire. So, there's that. So, the Gen 4 gym leader is really easy for the most part. Bastiodon, and then Volkner, probably Electivire, or more likely Luxray. So, moving on to the next gen that's relatively easy to go for. So, Gen 5, Celine, Chili, and Crest, they're super easy, right? Chespin, Fennekin, and Froakie. That's, they're not going to have anyone else. Moving on. I'm kidding. There's the elemental monkeys. Moving on to Lenora. Lenora, probably going to be a Watch Hog, honestly. I mean, Sharon already has Stoutland, so there's that, and her Watchog is slightly infamous. I'd have to say so. Lenora's probably gonna have Watchog, which would be nice. So moving on to Berg. Berg is also kind of easy. Could be double, I guess, but I'd say more likely gonna be a Leavanny. Leavanny, is that how I pronounce it? Yeah. As a bug type in this scenario, right? So, again, maybe double, maybe either Shelmet or Karablas, either, or their evolution's more likely. But yeah, Leavanny's probably the more probable choice, right? Across all these games and all that stuff, and generally what he's known for. So there's that. Moving on, Drayden, the epic face guy. So. A lot of people are saying his sync pair is going to be Drayden in his face. Probably not gonna happen. But looking at some other possibilities, right? Drudagon, I would say, is a possibility, right? Because Fracture, Hexus, Iris already has that, right? And the Iris we have in the game is Gym Leader Iris, by the way. So probably gonna be those. It could be Flygon / Altaria, but I mean, again, the guy has Drudagon between like all the games, right? Almost like every single one of his team, he has it. So there's that. All right, moving on. So, let's see, Black and White 2. Am I missing anyone in Black and White 2? I guess I did miss Alyssa, like a Black and White 1 Alyssa. They might also add Black and White 1 Alyssa in the game, since like she's kind of sort of different, maybe. I don't know. Or they could just like, add like Black and White 1 and 2 versions of all the Black and White gym leaders. But I don't know if they're going to do that. But if they were going to do it for someone, it's probably going to be Alyssa, right? So, hey, they could add Alyssa and Molga. That'll be pretty cool. Black and White 1 Alyssa with a Molga. So, moving on to, let's see, Gen 6. Gen 6, we don't have that many characters in the game, surprisingly, but we have almost all the gym leaders. I think Gen 6 is the one gen with the most complete set of gym leaders in the game. Let me see. Gen 3 Watson. Oh, yeah. Gen 6 has more. Gen 2, Gen 1. Yeah, Gen 6 has more. Gen 6 has more in terms of gym leaders in the game. Even though Gen 6 doesn't have that many characters in the game, they do have a lot of gym leaders in the game. So there's that. So let's check out Olympia. Olympia is kind of weird. Like, our only Gen 6 Pokemon is Meowstic, which again, there's no restrictions on generation for gym leaders. A lot of gym leaders have Pokemon from different gens, right? So the other two options, which again, Meowstic's already taken by account, right? So I've got Slowking and Sigilith, which both are possibilities. I'd say maybe Sigilith, because she also used Sigilith in the Battle Chateau, right? And not Slowking. So if I were to guess, it's probably going to be Sigilith, right? So that would be a pretty decently easy choice, I guess. She could have Slowking, but Sigilith, I do think has a higher possibility, right? Yeah, actually, no. Now that I look at it, she'd actually just have Slowking as well. But she does have Meowstic as a concept. Maybe she'll get like a female version of Meowstic, but again, I don't think that's very likely, just because we're gonna have Meowstic in the game, unless they're gonna add like dupe Pokemon. So again, either Sigilith or Slowking, I guess. It's just that I do think there's quite a few more folks who could use Slowking instead of Olivia, or not Olivia, Olympia, right? So Sigilith, Slowking, both possible, I guess. Moving on. That's all the Gen 6. That's Gen 8. Let's not go over that. Let's get back to... Let's go to, I guess, Gen 1. Gen 1's a slightly not as problematic one. Let's go to Koga first. If you want to... Hey, Koga's already in the game. Yeah, but the Koga that's in the game is Elite 4 Koga. Let's talk about Gym Leader Koga. Which they could have different Pokemon, right? Let's check out the Fire Red Leaf Green version. Since I do think most of the Gym Leaders... The Kanto gym leaders in the game are taken from their Fire Red Leaf Green versions for the most part, right? But yeah, Koga, Weezing, Muck, both possible. If I were to guess, maybe Muck, just so they keep Weezing for like James, right? Which is, James is not just an anime character; he's also in the games, right? Both in Let's Go and Yellow, right? So, maybe Muck, I'd say, I guess, for Koga. Moving on, Giovanni, and Giovanni's in the game too. Yeah, but that's Rainbow Rocket Giovanni, not Gym Leader Giovanni, which again could also be another possibility that comes into the game. So, Giovanni's gym battle is I like his team. I personally like his team a lot. There could be multiple possibilities. It could be Rhydon, it could be Nidoqueen, Nidoking, Dugtrio. Honestly, all of these are possible. As much as I want him to have Rhydon, personally, there's one thing that's kind of keeping me back from picking Rhydon for Giovanni, which is the other Viridian gym leader, Blue, right? Because I do think, as I click open the picture instead of the actual page, I actually do think that potentially Blue could get Rhydon instead, because the champion Blue already has Pidgeot, Mega Pidgeot. So if you look at like the rest of the roster, Arcanon's already taken, Machamp's taken, And then you got left with what? Executor, Gyarados, and Rhydon. I guess he could get Gyarados, maybe. But again, you know, it's like, it used to be a ground type gym, so maybe they'll give him Rhydon. And I do think there, and also Gyarados, I do think there are like more people who could also get Gyarados instead. But is Gyarados an Executor a possibility? Probably, but also Rhydon. But maybe he won't get Rhydon, you just get Executor or Gyarados, and then Giovanni gets Rhydon, right? It just depends on who gets Rhydon, who, you know, that kind of determines who the other one has, right? So again, Nidoking, Dugtrio, Nidoqueen, all possibilities. So, moving on, let me, if I can't find my page, oh, there we go. Let's leave Gen 2 for the last. Gen 2 is a bit problematic. let's go to Gen 3 real quick. Gen 3, Watson's should be pretty easy, honestly. Manectric, right? Manectric is, you know, it's a Gen 3 Pokemon for one, which again, you know, it doesn't have to be a Gen 3, but it does count a bit. It is his highest level Pokemon, when you first fight him in Emerald. It doesn't have it in Ruby Sapphire, though, so there's that. Manectric is a possibility. And also, if I could find it, he also does have plus one minimum in his apartment, sorta. So maybe you get those as well, but he just never really used them to battle, I don't think, right? So yeah, there's that. And is there a possibility he does get Magneton that goes into Magnezone in the future? It's possible, right? But I do think a Manectric kind of fits a bit better. And also you do, you know, you also in the route like north of Mavile City, you could also get Electrikes, then evolve into Manectric. So there's that as well. You get like Electrike and then that evolves into Manectric. Or you could again also just get Magnemite that evolves into Magneton and then Magnezone. So I think those two are possibilities. Either way. So moving on to the, let's see. We got everyone else. Yeah, the last two here. Wallace and Juan. So Wallace and Juan, these two are interesting because like they're basically the same gym leader. Like they're both water types. Like, you know, in comparison to Giovanni and Blue, where like they have like completely different teams. Like these two, they're both like the water type gym leader, right? So it would be kind of hard to like pick who gets what, right? So for Wallace, I think we could take out Milotic because, you know, champion Wallace. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, in the Steven story, he didn't explicitly say this, but he did call Steven champion, so it might mean that, like, the Wallace that was in the Steven story could be Gym Leader Wallace. But either way, he could have Milotic, or Champion Wallace could have Milotic. Personally, I would like Champion Wallace to have Milotic instead. But it's a possibility that Gym Leader Wallace gets Milotic as well, right? But if he doesn't get Milotic, right, I think Love-Disc is a real possibility, right? Love-Disc, Wishcash. I don't see them either of them getting Sealing under Walrein because people usually see it as Ice type, right, for the most part. I mean, it's like a seal that evolves into Walrus, like, or sort of seal kind of thing, except it's like a ball version of a seal. Anyways, so either Love-Disc or Wishcash for Wallace. Maybe one could get Crawdad, right, something like that, just so they kind of differentiate themselves. And he could also get, you know, Wishcash or Love-Disc. You get like the other one that Wallace didn't get. So there's that as well. Moving on to the hardest Gen to pick from. Gen 2. Starting with Falconer. So Falconer's gym battle is Pidgey and Pidgeotto. Right? You guys do remember? Yep, Pidgey and Pidgeotto. Level 7, level 9, Pidgey and Pidgeotto. Yeah, well, we'll raise its level in Heart Gold Soul Silver. Yeah. No, it's not going to be Pidgey or Pidgeotto. Blue already has Pidgeot, so there's that. So let's look into some of the units he does use in rematch, right? So in rematch, he has a lot more options. You got like the generational birds, sorta, kinda, right? You got Staraptor, Noctowl, Swallow, Honchkrow, Pelipper, and Pidgeot. I'd say the ones we'd take out here is Pelipper. Pelipper, I definitely don't think he's gonna get, because Pelipper, Winona already has, right? So there's that. The other one that we're gonna take out is Pidgeot. Pidgeot Blue already has. As for the others, I don't see him getting Honchkrow because I think Sawyer already used Honchkrow before, so it could be a possibility for Sawyer. But there's also the other connection that, you know, it's Gen 2 Pokemon's evolution, Murkrow's, all right, evolution, so could be that. Of these three, I don't see him getting Swallow. Also, I'm still kind of low-key mad that they gave Winona Pelipper of all Pokemon, right? That she could have gotten. She could have gotten Swallow or Altaria, but yeah, they gave her Pelipper. Whatever. But yeah, it's probably gonna be Noctowl if I were to guess. Just because, I don't know, it's Gen 2 Pokemon. Could you get Staraptor or Swallow? Potentially. But, yeah, like, this is like a rematch in, like, Heart Gold Soul Silver. This is like a Gen 4 rematch, right? So, like, if we're just going by, like, the original games where it doesn't have rematches, dude has, like, a Pidgey and Pidgeotto, so. I probably lean towards Noctowl, but also possible to get Staraptor, Swallow, or Murkrow into Honchkrow, right? These are all possibilities. As for the World Tournament, this goes a bit, you know, these teams are a bit too whack, right? So, yeah, anyways, yeah, he's not getting Lugia. Poor guy. Moving on to another problematic gym leader, Morty. Morty is known for having the Gengar line. Like, that's his shtick. Like, he's the Gengar gym leader, right? So, in original games, Ghastly, Hunter, Gengar. Agatha already has Gengar. Can he potentially get Haunter? That doesn't evolve? Maybe, but like that's not really that's kind of yikes, right? So let's move away from that. Let's go to his, again, thank goodness for Heart Gold Soul Silver. Let's go to his rematch, right? So rematch, Mismagius, Dusknoir, Gengar, all of these are taken. Drifblim and Sableye, which honestly, I associate Drifblim with Fantina and Sableye with Phoebe more than like Morty. I just do. I personally thought Fantina could have gotten Drifblim instead, and then they could give like Mismagius to Morty, or Mischievous that evolves into Mismagius to Morty. But nope, they gave Fantina Mismagius, which she does, you know, deserve to have that, right? But I just thought Drifblim would have been a better pick. But it didn't happen. So, Drifblim, Sableye. You know what? Let's look in the World Tournament. Frostlass, Banette, no. Maybe Frostlass, I guess. He's not getting Chandler. Chandler's already taken. No, he's not getting these 5 Pokemon. Maybe Frostlass, I guess. Maybe Frostlass, Sableye, Drifblim. I guess these are all possibilities. Morty's just a tough one. I don't have a good answer for Morty, honestly. Moving on to Chuck, which would be slightly easier. So Chuck, if I remember correctly, dude has Primeape and Poliwrath, right? So could be either one of these. I personally would lean a bit towards Poliwrath. Just because it's I just remember Poliwrath more when fighting Chuck. Even though Primeape's like the pure fighting type, but Poliwrath's like water fighting, but like Poliwrath is kind of like his ace, higher level, all that stuff, right? Has a held item compared to the others. Anything in the rematch? No, I don't think he's getting any of these. World Tournament, maybe Hitmontop, I guess. Maybe. Yeah, nothing else. I guess maybe one of the Hitmons could be possible. But, like, why would you pick anything else if you got, like, Primeape and Poliwrath to pick from, right? So that's for Chuck. Are we? Oh, one last one. Okay, I mean, this is pretty easy, right? Steelix, right? She's getting Steelix. I don't think anything else is really in too much contention, honestly. And we did have like sort of rumor leaks, whatever's that does kind of maybe sort of indicate that she might have Steelix, right? So yeah, again, this is a relatively easy one. So there we go. Went over all the gym leaders and potential Pokemon they could have, including ones that are already in the game but aren't like gym leader modes. So there we go. That's me for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If there's any other categories I have to go through, let me know as well. I think trial captains, we go over those. And yeah, that's me for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video. Subscribe to the channel for some more Pokemon Masters content. And I'll see you guys in the next one.